Today, what failure of capitalism will Animal Crossing show us next? This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. I'm here.
And I'm also here, but not at the same time.
Big mood right now.
Last week we reported that Riot's anti-cheat software Vanguard was invading your ring, and they're not taking these concerns sitting down, which is hard to do with a compromised ring. Thus, Riot has put up a $100,000 bounty on HackerOne to see if Vanguard actually introduces any vulnerabilities while it's operating in your system's kernel level. There are other tiers of bounty if keyboard warriors can find different, lesser exploits, but the 100K is for the big bugs. It's basically Riot saying, "Oh, Vanguard's a risk, is it? Then prove it." My favorite part of the bounty posting is the part where Riot says, "Well, this kind of research would ordinarily be against the end-user license agreement. If you find an exploit and tell us, we'll consider it authorized use. But if you find something and don't tell us, you're in for a world of pain."
There's been a rash of Nintendo account hijackings in recent weeks, and while no one is quite sure why this is happening, Nintendo is doing their best to help affected users. Okay, maybe not their best, maybe just doing. But first, let's explain what's going on. If you owned a Nintendo DSi, 3DS, or Wii U, you probably signed up for a Nintendo Network ID. This isn't a Nintendo account. I mean, it is a Nintendo account, but it's not the Nintendo account. Except that it was. But now it's not. The Nintendo account is now the Nintendo account, and when you signed up for a Nintendo account, you probably linked your Nintendo Network ID. The reason you had a Nintendo Network ID was to buy and download things from the Nintendo eShop. That Nintendo Network ID probably didn't use a secure password because that's how we were 10 years ago, and it definitely doesn't have two-factor authentication because, we were dumb. But it is a backdoor to your Nintendo account, which could have PayPal or eShop funds attached to it. Now this seems like a pretty big hole, so what's Nintendo doing about it? Well, according to Ars Technica, not much. Nintendo sends out new account sign-in emails to alert people when a new device signs in to their account, but they don't mention that there is a chance this new sign-in is due to an old, easily compromised, certainly forgotten Nintendo Network ID. So how do you seal this hole? Easy. Dig out your 3DS or Wii U that you definitely didn't resell or give to a younger cousin, plug it in, then log on to the Nintendo Network ID setting. You remember your password, right? It was your secret high school crush, probably? Now, change the password to something way stronger than Mackenzie spelled with a Y, and you know what? Just to be safer, go log into your Nintendo account right now and set up two-factor authentication. If you're not buying any more 3DS games, you could also unlink your Nintendo Network ID from your Nintendo account, and hell, since we're on a roll, go log into every account for every online service you're on and turn on two-factor. And just go get a goddamn password manager so you don't have to remember all this. And you've moved 5 times since you got a credit card, so call your bank and update your address. God, it's so much work being an adult.
Fallout 76 has had a rough ride since its release, but Bethesda has dutifully kept polishing this turd, and the game's player base has inexplicably kept coming back to be pooped on. The game's most recent expansion, Wastelanders, finally added NPCs to the game, and these might be the most realistic post-apocalyptic companions yet, because if you die during one of the new event quests, your NPC allies may end up taking your best stuff and keeping it for themselves. Rare guns, your ammo, the works. Developers at Bethesda have acknowledged on Reddit that they're still working on quashing this bug, and everyone is being warned to be careful, which I also assume includes not mentioning it when you respawn and see your AI buddies threatening you with the same minigun you just lost. Maybe this is why Fallout 76 didn't have NPCs at launch. Bethesda knew they couldn't control them.
This is Raymond. He's a heterochromatic soft-boy-looking cat friend, and he can become one of your residents in Animal Crossing New Horizons, if you're lucky. Or if you've got the money. Raymond is just one of a handful of highly sought-after villagers in such high demand that enterprising island managers are running elaborate services devoted to the sale of rare and exotic animals. Players who have these dream villagers, or dreamies, on their islands are asking prices as high as 400 Nook Miles tickets, the equivalent of 800,000 of the game's earnable but very slowly Nook Miles currency, in return for being allowed to come to their island and talk these villagers into moving. even going to lengths such as barricading the villagers in their homes so prospective buyers can assess the merchandise without yet being able to influence their travel plans. I'll repeat that. There are Animal Crossing black market Discord servers where players can pay ludicrous prices to entice desirable villagers to come and live on the remote island they run. Damn it, Animal Crossing is supposed to be a bucolic fantasy paradise that teaches us about the perils of homeowner debt, capricious floral genetics, and unregulated stock trading, not trafficking.
Going to a concert and seeing live music is great, except during a pandemic. So, in an attempt to be able to connect with their audiences and make money, musicians are eyeing up online worlds as virtual concert venues. And yes, musicians have been playing online concerts for a while, but usually you'd get the likes of Marshmello, who is a big-ish name, but isn't the biggest name, and is also pretty online as far as musicians go. But all that has changed. Travis Scott, who is one of the most popular and successful musicians in the world right now, is playing in Fortnite tonight. 100 Gex and Charlie XCX are playing the Minecraft Festival Square Garden tomorrow night, and this Saturday, Idols and Pussy Riot are playing the punk version of Square Garden, Block by Block West. So we all know what this means. King Gizzard, there's 7 of you and there's 1 of me, so it's time for an Animal Crossing concert! Just let me know, and I will terraform you an amphitheater.
You really think King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard are going to take you up on that offer?
Look, just like that cornfield told Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come.
Oh, so you were going to build it anyhow.
I need that 5-star island rating, my dude! Coming up, Doom Eternal speedrunners have discovered a glitch that takes you to a secret room full of teleporters that will whisk you away to any level in the game. Too bad you can't just tear off an imp's head and blow into it like a warp whistle, though. Alright, we're done.